It's the Try Guys Photoshop each other into their worst nightmares.
Why is this so funny?
I'm going to be photoshopping each of the other three guys into their worst nightmares.
Ned's is so upsetting.
Oh, the worst! Oh no!
As you saw in the last episode, some of us went with very nice depictions, some of us were a little more trolly. Today we're just gonna all troll.
The rules are the same. We have only 30 minutes per photo for each guy. And we're not necessarily judging on just the Photoshop skills, but about how hard we roasted them.
Look, I did not win the last episode, but I think I won.
Congratulations to Ned, the first winner of our Photoshop battle.
And since I won the first round, that means I've got a target on my back. That means that I'm gonna get pranked the worst today.
Eugene's worst nightmare is dying in a plane crash. It seems really morbid to Photoshop my friend into that, but maybe.
This is tough because last time I already did Photoshop people as their worst nightmares. I fear that my best ideas have already been used and I'm gonna have to work really, really hard to come up with something even half as disturbing as Eugene as a baby.
Now, last time I was the shitty loser, even though I thought I had pretty funny jokes. So, I am hoping to win at least one. I gotta tap into my innate, mean Eugene energy.
Keith's deepest fear in life is being ignored. And so I'm going to Photoshop him in such a way where he is completely not the center of attention.
With Keith's, I want to capitalize on what his truest nightmare is, which is people not recognizing him as the ultimate Keith. So I am going to Google what I consider a few more famous Keiths than our darling Habersberger.
Now everybody knows what Keith loves, fried chicken. But what? What if fried chicken didn't love him? Originally, I had a vision of Keith in this Scrooge McDuck-esque treasure chamber, where instead of treasure, he was surrounded by fried chicken, except his mouth is too small so he can't eat it. But then I came up with another idea.
We're gonna have a little tiny Keith in the background and some other subject to worship. Who else should we worship? I know that Keith has a doppelganger, and that's Grant from College Humor. So I'm gonna have the three of us worship Grant from College Humor, and Keith is just gonna be a little Keith in the background like, wait for me, my friends.
And you know what? I think what Keith would really dislike is if I find some pictures of these Keiths with some seatable laps. I think there's a great troll here, since Keith is so obsessed with me sitting on his lap.
Like, what would it be like if Keith and his giant mouth were tiny? Wow, hate this. So I just very hastily took Keith's mouth away, but let's put it back, and now we're just going to drink the mouth. Why is this so funny?
Zach is really proud of his ankles. He calls himself Hot Ankles Kornfeld, but I'm thinking, what if I took one of his Instagram photos and photoshopped the pants leg of his pants down so that it covers his ankles?
Zach likes to think of himself as the biggest troll of the Try Guys. He got us all really good in the last video. Certainly, he got me really good. My goal is to combine every one of his weird insecurities into one perfect photo.
Zach Kornfeld, hot ankles. Give me those ankles. Give me those ankles, Zach. Wow, there's a hot ankles, Zach. Oh, I see. It's a fan account. All right.
Zach is very self-conscious about certain things. One, he's not necessarily as short as people think that he is, even though he is the shortest Try Guy, but he's very small of frame, like a small, little Asian girl. So I'm going to accurately reflect how most people probably see his real height. There we go.
Okay, so I thought long and hard about what to Photoshop Zach into, and something that Zach hates is being forgotten, is not being appreciated. I thought, like, what if I just didn't Photoshop him? What if I just didn't give him a gift? His worst nightmare would be when it's his turn to look at the Photoshops. Nobody's done it. Zach's worst nightmare would be to not have.
Last time I f***ed with Ned's wedding photo. It's kind of messed up of me. So this time, I'm absolutely gonna do that again. So let's pull up Ned Ariel wedding.
Now I'm going to do Ned's photo. Last time I thought I had it in the bag with the Squidward pic, but I know precisely what Ned's worst nightmare is, and it goes against every single fiber of his being. I'm going to Google beautiful blonde celebrities.
As we all know, he went to Yale. And if you go to Yale, you don't want anyone to think you went to any school that's not as good as Yale. So we're gonna have Ned go to ugly, dumb old Harvard University.
I want to put him in a situation where he clearly would be completely uncomfortable. Ned is truly in love with Ariel. They are a couple goals, but Ned loves beautiful blonde women, obviously. Ariel is one. So collect as many of these photos as possible of some gorgeous blonde celebrities, and you'll see what I'm about to do with it.
So I know that Ned loves two things. He loves his wife, and he loves the Jacksonville Jaguars. So what would really get under Ned's skin? Why? It's seeing his wife fall in love with the most evil man in all of football. A man who kept Blake Bortles from reaching the Super Bowl, none other than Thomas Brady.
Eugene loves us deep down, but he also hates being close to us. So I want to find a rare photo of us all hugging. Usually in those photos, Eugene kind of has this unpleasant expression on his face. He's sort of like... So I'm gonna Photoshop him to be completely smiling and just loving every second of it.
So for Eugene's Photoshop, I'm thinking something different. I got just a random tube filter article. Now, if you don't know what tube filter is, it specifically reports on stuff going on the internet. So if anything big were to happen in the industry, tube filter would be writing about it. So let's go ahead and get in here. Look at old Hank Green, looking good, looking cool. We got this one, he looks hot, he looks cool. I know you're thinking, Keith, you're not very good at Photoshop. You're right. I'm not.
In the past, we've surprised Eugene with Keith's lap, then with Keith as a chair. But what if we could surprise Eugene with Keith as his bedroom? So I'm gonna take a bedroom and I'm gonna turn Keith's face into everything.
Hollywood, Eugene,
So what if I could combine everything? What if I could have Ned lovingly tucking in baby Eugene into a Keith bed? Oh, this is wonderful.
I did it! Are you guys ready to see your nightmares?
Last time's Photoshop, it was great because some of it was very nice, some of it's very trolly, but this one's better because it's just trolling.
We get to all be Zach this time.
Which, a nightmare in and of itself. I'm so stoked right now. Is this what Christmas morning feels like? Because I love it. If so, sign me up for some Christ in my life. I'm having a great time.
Now, Keith, I took a Renaissance theme with you the first time around. You were the subject. You were being glorified and adored. I wanted to glorify and adore someone slightly different, with you being painfully ignored. Please enjoy my Renaissance nightmare.
Wait, no, it's Grant.
Is that Grant from College Humor?
Yes, that's Grant from College Humor.
Oh no.
You are Grant, yes. And you are Keith, yes.
You know, this is a nightmare, but it doesn't upset me too much because it's so beautiful.
You know, I was a little worried about that, which is why I also created a full screen version of Nightmare Keith.
Oh, it's terrible. My mouth is so small. Oh, it's awful.
Meet your nightmare.
Ugh. Oh, I hate it. It reminds me of something.
Was it possibly Alita Battle Angel?
It looks like Alita Battle Angel.
Similar to Ned, I wanted to change that beautiful face of yours, but instead, I wanted to bring you to a nightmare world where you can't eat fried chicken because your mouth is too small.
Oh my god.
That tiny little mouth will never be able to eat chicken.
You guys both made my mouth tiny. I like that that's a perceived fear of mine.
Now, I thought to myself, that's not Keith's true nightmare. His nightmare isn't not being able to eat fried chicken. It's being eaten by fried chicken.
Oh my god.
Wow.
A buff fried chicken orc who's about to swallow Keith whole.
Wow, this one's amazing. I want this as my computer background. This is incredible.
I thought long and hard about what is Keith's true nightmare, and I came to the conclusion that being unrecognized as the Keith is a huge problem for you. When people don't care about you at all, especially a certain person who you might be speaking to with currently. So I present to you Keith's ultimate nightmare, Eugene's dream. So that's me sitting on Keith David, sitting on Keith Urban, sitting on Keith Richards' laps.
And I look on in horror, and it is a screenshot from one of the lap sitting original videos.
And I thought, well, here, this is the natural conclusion to the story. But Eugene didn't sit.
Oh, but you know what? That's not all. There's a part 2. Just because we know how obsessed you are with all this lap sitting bullshit, I feel like this photo where I'm sitting on some superior Keiths really eliminates the competition.
Oh no, I've been snapped!
Oh no!
Bitch, you've been snapped! Because I got 3 better Keiths to sit on.
And they're all kind of about me being replaced in one way or another by Grant, by Fried Chicken, by other Keiths. Look, they're also beautiful. That's so upsetting. I made my decision. The originality of one of them really stands tall, and I just like that it referenced what I did before, so I'm gonna give this round to Eugene. All the extra Keiths really went there, especially Keith Urban. I really don't like being replaced by Keith Urban. The other Keiths I could forgive, not Keith Urban.
All right, my turn. Looking forward to seeing your nightmares. Please, I hope you didn't do anything with Ariel or Wes.
Ned, I want to set the scene here for you. Now, I know last time I made a really wonderful, treat for you. I put you in your favorite team as your favorite player, and I thought this time, well, maybe I should do the opposite. I should put you on a team you would never want to play for. You went to one of the most prestigious universities in the world. You would never want to go somewhere lesser than Yale, right?
No.
You would never want to join Harvard. You nasty old Harvard. How embarrassing. A Harvard grad?
Harvard.
But what would be even worse than just Ned being a part of the Harvard family? Than Ned's whole family being a part of the Harvard family.
Somehow I don't mind that one as much.
Wes looks cute with a big old curly black mop.
Horrifying. Ariel looks pretty cute though.
Ned, I have only one photo for you, but it's comprised of many photos that crashed my computer because I was adding so many particular things, or shall I say weaknesses of yours, to create your ultimate nightmare situation.
No.
May I present to you my masterpiece called Not My Wife.
Just a bunch of other blondes.
Just surrounded by blonde celebrities. You got some Ariel lookalikes in there for sure. What?
I don't know what to do.
With my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm just in the middle like, oh no. So horrifyingly beautiful.
Ned, I want to bring you back in time. The year is 2017. The Jacksonville Jaguars are one of the best teams in football. In the championship game against the New England Patriots.
Not like this.
But in this universe, Blake Bortles has made a break for it. He's going to score a touchdown, but what's this? There's a fan on the field who's celebrating a little too early. And he trips Blake and keeps him from scoring the touchdown.
So it's an alternate history where the Jaguars are going to win and I'm the reason they don't?
The reason, Ned. You did this. But unfortunately, the nightmare's not over, Ned.
No.
Because after the game, The Patriots won. And how did they celebrate? Why? By star quarterback Thomas Brady marrying your wife.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, the worst. Oh, no. You might have just gone from third place to first place.
Ooh, it's like I'm the officiant. Do you, Tom Brady, take her to be your lawful wedded wife?
Really, 3 incredible selections that gave me true visceral reactions of terror. I think I gotta give it to Zach. The thought of Tom Brady marrying my wife is just too much. Even though your first photo made 0 sense to me.
I am so stoked. Fellas, bring on the nightmare.
For your photo, I took one of your favorite qualities about yourself and made it very subtly a nightmare.
No! My ankles! My beautiful ankles! You covered them! You made them hideous!
That's so good.
That is so dumb.
So funny.
That is so dumb. More like not ankles Kornfeld.
Not ankles Kornfeld!
Wow.
That is not sticking.
Zach, I know that perhaps the one thing that you're maybe the most afraid of is being forgotten, not being included. And I know that truly your worst nightmare would be to come to this and look and see, wow, what great thing did Keith come up with for Zach? Well, it's this.
Wow, guys, that's deep. That's my worst nightmare.
That's actually mean, Keith. That's so mean.
You know how much I love letting people make fun of me. It's one of my true joys in life.
Zach, you know, I didn't spend much time on yours either. Well, it's because I basically found a unreleased photo of us as the Try Guys, a promo photo that has never been seen by the audiences. This is the first time the audience will ever see this unreleased Try Guys photo.
You've made my forehead enormous. I'm more bald than I've ever been. I'm drinking a giant coffee instead of tea.
This is actual scale to height. This is actually how we are when you meet us in person.
I will say congratulations, you all succeeded in creating a nightmare. Kind of thought this was going to be more of a fun roast. These all cut deep. How am I rewarding this? Which one's the funniest? Which one hurt the most? I'm going with what gave me the biggest laugh. I can't believe I'm saying this. Ned, I'm giving you the point.
Yeah! Hashtag not ankles Kornfeld.
Yours, Eugene, is a true collection of all of my fears. And I have to admit, Keith, yours probably hurts more than any Photoshop ever could. So kudos to that.
All right, Eugene, you're up.
All right, everybody. I am ready to take it. I have loved what has been dished out so far.
Eugene, you are, an incredible person. You have shown how much you can really do in your career. I think nobody has any, limits to what you're going to do later in life. So when I thought about what your worst nightmare would be, it would be to actually have a limit to what you can do in your life. And for that, it would be this amazing announcement making headlines. You're going back to BuzzFeed, baby! You have accepted a full-time permanent position back as cast member, so not producer, just cast member. You'll only be acting in other people's work at BuzzFeed Motion Pictures. Congratulations on the new, old job.
I hate the phrasing Hollywood's elite YouTuber. That's awful. Well, get ready to see me in a lot of tasty videos.
If going back to work at BuzzFeed for as a full-time cast member is a true nightmare, yes. But you know what's even worse is if you had never left at all.
It's the same bit! I love this! This is great! And we're all back there!
Not only did you never leave, you stayed with us forever, and we're hugging you, and you love it!
That's so funny that you and Keith thought of practically the same joke.
I just want to say that, Eugene, your true love and hope is to be Ned's baby. We all know that, and it's been such a delight and honor to watch you grow up into the little man that you are now. You grow. I'm so proud of you. Now, Eugene, in the past, we've surprised you with Keith's lap. We've surprised you with Keith as a chair. Where could we possibly go from here? Why? Ka-chow, ka-chow. Keith as a bed.
Whoa! That's hard.
Wait, is that Lightning McQueen from Cars?
You betcha! And then I thought, well, how can I combine these ideas? Watching you grow has been such a delight, and I just want to tuck you in and say that, Eugene, the nightmare is over. Sweet dreams, my little prince. Sleep well.
And it's here snuggling a teddy bear of Keith.
Good night, Eugene.
Upon review, unfortunately, I think Ned and Keith's, since they're kind of the same joke, might end up canceling each other out. However, I will say to Zach that you have hammered the same joke now, probably over 6 times over 2 videos. I think you would win based on the cleverness of the second picture. But yeah, Zach, I think you win. I'm giving it to you.
Ooh, ka-chow!
Don't say ka-chow.
Ka-chow!
Ka-chow!
And that means, Zach, you are the winner of the Photoshop Nightmare Battle.
Thank you, I couldn't, and thank you all. You know, I think we all really proved that we are good friends today, because good friends know how to f with each other.
Comment below what you want to see us Photoshop next. We got more Photoshop battles to do, whether it's a nightmare, a prank, a piece of food. Let us know what you want to see. Oh no!
Zach's the winner!
No! Thank you! No! I just want to put this out there to the world. If other people out there are even thinking about going through my other old photos and covering up my ankles, don't you dare. Don't even get that thought in your mind. If you're thinking about covering up my ankles, you need to f all the way off and shut your computer, go for a walk.